Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today, we got another sad show in store for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. As you guys know, at one point in time, Kawhi Leonard was my favorite player in the NBA. I really started following Kawhi back around 2015 when Kobe Bryant started working with him. And it really started off when Greg Popovich told Kobe during an All-Star game to stay in the air Kawhi Leonard, and Kobe started working with him, and you could quickly begin to see Kawhi Leonard's basketball game totally change. And I remember a game the Spurs played against the Sacramento Kings where DeMarcus Cousins at the time was like, he's really, really good. He's like, I heard he's been working out with Kobe. He's really, really good. And given the fact that Kobe, tapped him on the shoulder, I was like, well, if Kobe's messing with Kawhi, I'm gonna rock with Kawhi Leonard. And I started to see similarities in their games in certain aspects, especially with the mid-range game. They were both two-way players, and he also reminded me a bit of Jordan. So it was easy to begin to support Kawhi Leonard. I was devastated when Zaza Pachulia injured him on purpose, because I think they had a chance to really give that Golden State Warriors, the unbeatable Golden State Warriors, a run for their money. And then he went to the Toronto Raptors, and he set the entire NBA world on fire when he went on that run. And beginning of that playoffs, I actually said I think the Toronto Raptors were going to win the playoffs. So I was riding high with Kawhi Leonard, man, and he was, making us and his supporters, very, very proud with his play. Then he went to the Clippers, and they had that collapse, but throughout that season he was playing well. You could tell that he was coming for the crown. But ultimately, they ended up blowing that 3-1 series lead. And then from that point forward, it's just been total disappointment with the Clippers and Kawhi Leonard. Total disappointment. And then with every year, more and more people kind of sell off Kawhi Leonard stocks. First, people are excited about him and this, but then the more you see he gets injured, the more people start losing confidence. And I think that's what happened. That is essentially where we are right now. No one really has any confidence with Kawhi, especially given the news that we reported on 2 days ago with us hearing that he's going to miss the opening of the opening of the NBA season, right, in their new arena. I don't know if it's a home or away game. And it seems like now people are just totally dejected with the Kawhi Leonard situation. And one of those people seems to be Bomani Jones. And he was saying that he just basically believes that it's over for Kawhi Leonard. But before we even get into what Bomani Jones had to say about Kawhi, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Game Time. With only 4 months left until the end of the year, I look forward to creating special moments with family and friends by attending various theaters, shows, plays, and sporting events. And when it comes time for me to look for tickets, I absolutely love to use Game Time. Game Time is one of the most reliable marketplaces for last-minute tickets to the most popular events in sports, music, and theater in more than 60 cities across the United States and Canada. Game Time saves me money, time, and peace of mind, so I don't have to sort through thousands of tickets looking for the best prices or worry about whether or not if they're authentic or whether I'm going to receive them on time. Game Time Picks, one of my favorite Game Time tools, analyzes thousands of tickets for all of your favorite events near your location and finds you the best possible deal so you don't have to. For example, I'm looking forward to this upcoming concert at Madison Square Garden of one of my favorite composers, Hans Zimmer. Here, I can select the all-in price to see the total ticket price up front, no hidden fees. And now I can sort through the best possible deals I can find. I can choose the cheapest deals, the great deal, or the amazing deal. Once you select the ticket you want, you can use their panoramic seat view to ensure you know exactly what you're getting before you buy. And if you're like me and always make plans at the last minute, you can grab tickets up to 90 minutes after the event has started. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and use redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do now is want to play what Bomani Jones had to say about Kawhi Leonard's future in the NBA, and then we're going to come back and continue on. Take a listen to what he had to say here.
Rinse, repeat with Kawhi Leonard and his knee. The word that came out yesterday is that he had a procedure, and Shams saying that the Clippers expect him. They're optimistic about his progress, and he will be limited to strengthening his knee to start training camp. So here we go again.
Yeah, I think there's been so little transparency with his physical condition, really going back to San Antonio. We had all the arguments between the team and him about how bad his knee was. Clearly, he was the one telling the truth, right? Clearly, his knee was in a bad shape where he needed to do all these things to keep it straight. I remember the 2019 finals. I went to a couple of games in that playoff run during that run. And I remember you would see him, and somehow the TV cameras never picked this up. He was laboring. Like, he put on one of the great postseason performances of all time. But you could see that his knee was a problem. And when people talked about load management, the league put out a statement saying that this is what was necessary to maintain his knee. He is, in a lot of ways, a Bill Walton type of figure, except he's gotten to the end of enough seasons that he's got 2 finals MVPs. You don't have like full 2-3 seasons where he doesn't play. But this is actually, I think, far more tragic than we give it credit for, because he doesn't really talk. And so that's led us to have all these questions about what the problems are. But this is one of the greatest players of all time. And it's a shame that through this, he's been a 30, 40, 50 game a year player for basically the better part of the last 8 years.
Yep. Now we kind of understand why he didn't do the Olympics. I was wondering why he was doing the Olympics.
I think he was doing the Olympics because you're not going to hear people say he's one of the greatest players of all time. 2-time finals MVP with 2 different teams, maybe the greatest defensive player of his generation, who by the end of it turned himself into a 50-40-90 guy while being an incredible defensive player. I think the superlative elements of his game, we don't talk about that much. And that for him was the box to check on the resume. He should have been on that Olympic team. He is a player of that caliber.
Oh, I'm not saying that.
But that's why he did it, I think.
I was not wondering why he was playing it because I was questioning his ability. I know that. I just was wondering, clearly, he wasn't fully healthy towards the end of the Clippers season.
I think he wanted to check that box, man. I think he badly wanted to be able to check that box. And so I root for him and hope it works out in the end. But, I think he's done. I just don't think there's how much longer can we keep playing the same game?
And then they opened a building with Paul George in Philadelphia. They do. So the Clippers got this beautiful new dome. Come on out here and watch Zubac play a 2-man game with Terrence Mann? Is that what it is?
I would say 2 things about that, right? Number one, they're now a legitimate NBA franchise again, which they had not been for so long. I think that helps with the building.
Right.
Number 2, let us all be honest about the purpose that the Clippers serve in this city. If you want to see the Lakers, you go watch the Lakers. If you want to go watch a basketball game, you go watch the Clippers. Right? It's an affordable price.
Yep.
And you can, like, when the first year of the Heat, when LeBron was there, when I used to come to town for Jim Rome's show, I watched them play at the Staples Center, playing against the Clippers.
Yep.
Those tickets were affordable.
So you heard what Bomani had to say. What are my thoughts? If you hold this position, I can't fault your reasoning, because you have no evidence to think otherwise. You have none, because the pattern has been Kawhi Leonard has been injured every single year for the last 4 years. It's either he misses the season or he comes in the season and he load manages and he gets injured in the first round of the playoffs. Literally, that has been the case for the last 2 years. Literally. Kawhi plays 2 games in the playoffs, 2, then he gets injured, and then he disappears. And then we repeat the process all over again. And that's essentially what happened last season, and it looks like another repeat. He misses the season, the playoffs. He gets off-season surgery. Supposed to be coming back. Then he's not ready, according to swelling in his knee and all of that. It's been months now, and there's still swelling in his knee. But then he wanted to play in the Olympics. I don't even know what's going on. And we're going to get to that in an entirely different video. But at this particular point, I have lost all confidence in Kawhi. I hope he's able to turn things around. I'm rooting for him. I'm not against him. I'm not mad at him. If you get injured, you get injured. There's nothing you can do about it. But in terms of the confidence and the support that I have from him, I just can't do it. I cannot go through this another season of this emotional roller coaster. I said it in one of the lives, and I'm going to say it again. I've been supporting Kawhi Leonard through all this turbulent time for the last 5 years. I said some people don't even stay in marriages that long. They don't even make it that long. I'm tired. So I'm just going to sit back, be hopeful, but I'm going to pay attention to other teams. And if the Clippers find a way to remain relevant and Kawhi finds a way to have a decent playoff run, I'm going to be rooting for him. But up until then, I just can't do it no more, man. These are my thoughts on it. So what I want to know from you guys is simply this. What do you think is Kawhi Leonard's future? Do you think that if he doesn't come back from this season, it's over? Or do you think there's still hope? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. And we'll catch you guys on the next show. Peace.